Well, Maine is a well-known summer camp destination, and this tragedy is putting a spotlight on safety.
Brad Rogers is joining us now. Brad, what are some of the drills that summer camps in Maine are required to practice here in the state?
Well, we went to Camp North Star, which is up in Poland, and they're required to run a whole host of drills here. They do drills for extreme weather and things like severe thunderstorms and high wind events. They've actually had a few high wind events in recent years as well out there, where they've had to, and they've drilled for this as well, they've had to put all the kids, get them out of their cabins, put them in a building that's not near any trees. They could collapse and fall in high wind situations. They've also got drills for a fire, for a missing kid, an intruder on the alert. So they're pretty well prepared for almost anything that can happen.
And what are some of the requirements? The CDC, I believe, has some new rules as it pertains to severe weather events. Can you talk about those a little bit?
Yeah, one of the rules, on top of what I just mentioned, one of the new rules is the communication, the importance of stressing the importance of communication. And this camp in particular, Camp North Star, they have 50 walkie-talkies on at any one time. So they take the importance of that very seriously as well. Also, the new rules talk about Maine CDC, Maine Emergency Management Agency, and the National Weather Service all working more closely together to get these warnings out when there's a severe storm, and make sure that, they say, having camps getting that information, as we've seen in Texas, it is vital to have that information as soon as possible so they can prepare and evacuate if need be.
We saw the story that aired, of course, last night and also this morning, and you can see it on WGB.com and Fox23Maine.com. But the guy that runs the camp out there said a lot of parents have called them with concerns about emergency response.
Yeah, obviously after what happened in Texas, they're getting all kinds of calls. And in fact, they're putting out an email today to all of those parents right now, just to tell them about all the procedures they have in place, all the plans they have in place, just to try to ease their minds a little bit. You can't go in the pond that they have out there without a life vest on. I mean, they take, everything is taken very seriously out there, the safety of these kids. And they have 3 nurses on site as well.
Yeah, you were saying that in your piece. And also he mentioned, because they're on a pond and not a river, that's a little more comforting as far as the concerns about the, water level rising.
Absolutely. In fact, most camps you'll find are on lakes or ponds, far less susceptible to a flood event like this. But we've seen rivers and streams overflow their banks in these flash floods already in recent years. Fortunately, I don't know of any camps that are on a river and stream. There might be 1 or 2 out there, but most of them are in ponds and lakes.
Yeah, and this is one camp. I mean, we have dozens and dozens and dozens in Maine. You go out to the lakes region and you go by and there's a sign like 3 or 4 camps down there, and I'm sure a lot of these camps are doing the same thing.
Yep, absolutely.
What was his reaction, just to the tragedy? I mean, did he feel like it kind of shook them?
Yeah, he knows that. He actually knows some of the people who work down in Texas, not at that camp specifically, although he did mention that the camp director last year won a big award, and she lost her life in that flood event. But so yeah, his hearts go out to them, and prayers go out to him, and there's a lot. The entire camp community around the country, there's a big fundraising event to help that camp.
And you're a parent. I'm a parent as well, and your parents, your kids are a little bit older now, wouldn't be going to a summer camp, but you can understand the parents' concern. When they're not going to be around you for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I've sent my kids to a couple of camps, actually basketball camps, but out in Otisfield, I think it is, but somewhere out there. But yeah, they loved it. But I felt pretty secure. I mean, there's people there watching them. They had a lake involved, but my kids knew how to swim as well.
And you just never expect that there's going to be an issue. So
yeah, not like that.
Yeah. All right. Well, you can check out Brad's story in full on our website, Fox23Maine.com.
All right, Brad. Thanks for the info.
All right. Thanks.